switch here. Capella's checked in. And Miami with a change here, too. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. Green. It's rebounded by Houston. They're getting their first look, a preseason look at the Heat right here.
And they dominated this club last season, looking to carry that over this season as well.
Yeah, and you know, even here in the preseason, it's really not too simple.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
You know, but they were able to hang in there for most of that game. But at the end, you know, when it matters most in terms of what I call winning time, they just could not make the plays on either end of the floor.
Yeah, I like that term, winning time. But as you said, they didn't get run over, but just couldn't convert when they needed to in the end. Whoa, that'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Here's Bosch. Can't hit. The Rockets go the other way with it.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Stolen by Bosch. And here's the fast break. And it's Green slamming it down.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
That's good.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run. You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Oh! He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'll tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Houston on top.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And welcome back as our coverage continues of the NBA preseason. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Miami, Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. Whiteside is out there with Stoudemire. And it's Dragic in the 1 spot.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And Miami has possession. It's a 10-point game. Kicks to Stoudemire. And stolen by Ariza. It's stolen by Wade. Good ball movement here by Miami. And the jam by Stoudemire.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
for your Rockets power dancers.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. And Lawson with the drive. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
That is good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And it's Wade penetrating. Good D by Howard.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Here's Wade. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
And you can see when he has the basket in his sights, he's going to attack. And once he's in tight, he is a terrific finisher.
That's his first personal foul.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Harden the pass to Ariza. Back to Harden. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got 8.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
A different look for Miami. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Dang. And it's Chalmers in for Dwayne Wade. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
Jones with it. Now Green defending. Ariza kicks to Capella. And it's Miami with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 4th rebound in this one. There's Dragic with the 3.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
And if carrying the team during the regular season wore Harden down, Greg, as you were talking about, it didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
There's Green with the 3. And he gets the bucket. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
And it's Beverly missing. The drive by Green. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
And it's tied up with that one.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. 34 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Here's Bosch. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Bosch has got his first basket.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And that one's good. Beverly. 12 seconds left to play here in the half. And Chalmers kicks to Winslow. Bosch, that's for two. Bosch with another miss. And the first half. Continues here on 2K Sports. We've seen Gerald Green really having a great game.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half, defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop it.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Thanks again for tuning in as we get going once again with our coverage of the NBA preseason. We've seen Gerald Green really having a great game.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he has a lot more to his totals after the break.
Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Lawson in at point guard. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Kevin McHale. Here's Wade. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. The Heat shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
That one is no good. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt them inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So, in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. There's the bucket. Good.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
The Heat have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Brewer is checked in for